A very good morning to you, Rabona. Thank you so much for joining us. Perhaps let's start with this seminar that you held. What was it that you were looking for?
Good morning and good morning to all the viewers. For us, it's more about having a dialogue, to speak on some of these issues. And we had the Deputy Minister of Justice, John Jeffries, with us on the day to also take us through where, in terms of government, how far are they in terms of implementing the bill itself. Because it can't be that 25 years down the line we still have to deal with issues of racism in this country. And interesting enough, on Tuesday when we had the workshop, that's the day where even Agrees, who was one of the guys who was at the state captures, and he spoke about him being racist. It's actually worrying that up to so far that we still have people that can come out publicly and say they are racist, How do we build a country in that sense where people continue to suppress us post-apartheid as black people,
Perhaps we could take some notes from a country like Tunisia. It was the first to abolish slavery, and now they've also got legislation which makes it a criminal offense to be racist. How far is government in making sure that the bill is indeed adopted?
Well, right now there is going to be public hearings, I think up to the 15th of Feb, if I'm not wrong. But we're hoping that by the end of this year, this thing must be resolved. Parliament must, obviously, we're going to elections, Parliament is going to be dissolved, but we're hoping that in the next administration, we can have that legislature being implemented, the bill itself, so that we're able then to move forward as a nation, and people must know that they must account for their actions and wrongdoings.
What came out of the dialogue?
I think in the main, besides the Agrees matter, the most recent one also, one of our MPs who was found to be publicly coming out about her HIV status because her ex-boyfriend wanted to disclose her HIV status, but she decided to do it. So it's one of those things that we can't have that situation. And then the LGBTI community also continue to be discriminated. So that was also one of the things that we need to look at. But also how SAPs and the nurses within the health sector deal with the LGBTI community on issues of whether rape or what and so forth.
As you rightfully mentioned in the beginning that, 25 years in, we are still grappling with this issue. How important are these dialogues for someone else looking from the outside in? It would seem, are we still at a stage where we're talking about this? Is it not a little too too late?
Well, it's never too late to engage on these matters. But what is good is when you engage on the matters, it shows that there is a way forward. And that even government, as I'm saying, that Deputy Minister John Jeffries joined us on the day, that government is willing to come and listen to the civil society on how we feel on certain things and where we think that government need to speed up some of the processes.
Southern African Liaison Office Senior Associate Rabona, thank you very much for your time this morning.